Before I start this video, remember that this video is going to spoil the artifact mods for next season. With the spoiler warning away, now let's start with the video. So yesterday, Bungie had given us the artifact preview, and they gave us a new mechanic called Elemental Orbs, which are like Tangles, but for Arc Solar and Void. But with the purpose of this video being about guns you need for next season, let's get started. We have been given the Barrier Auto Rifle again next season, and the gun I say you should use is Monte Carlo. So next season it will have a catalyst, which allows us to use a knife melee when you get ×5 Markov chain. I think that if you use an uncharged melee, you get 1 stack, and when you use charged melee, it gives you ×5. The main reason you should use it is for the catalyst. It may have the ability to stun barriers with the knife ability. Look at how much damage it does. Another gun you can use, which is good, this season too, is Quicksilver Storm. I don't think I even have to explain why it's good. Moving on to Overlord Machine Gun, the best bet will of course be the Xenophage. I would say Thunderlord, but it already has intrinsic overload. Xenophage does really high damage, and it is very powerful. From the footage I see, because I don't have it, and if you don't, then a good replacement is the Grand Overture. It does really high damage, and if you are a Titan, you don't have to reload because of the Axiom War Rig. And it has rockets that do high damage and stun the champion. If you don't have it either, Thunderlord is your best bet. Moving on to anti-barrier bows, we have a few here, of course. One good choice could be the Tikyu's Divination, because of its powerful solar explosion that scorches. Or you could use everyone's favorite ad-clearing bow in the game, the Trinity Ghoul, with its ad-clear potential. And it shoots 2 shots at once. It would most likely stun those barriers in 2 shots. It may not be as good as the Wishander for barriers, but it's a good choice. Another one you can use is the newer Verglas Curve Stasis Bow. You can use its stasis shards against unstoppable champions because of Shatter. I've never used it since I got it last season, but that was because I just got my hands on my Lemonarch. But the Verglas Curve would still help you kill the champion faster due to the freezing. Next, we have Overload Hand Cannons. I think this is the first time this was a thing. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. The faster you shoot the hand cannon, the faster you stun the champion. So we'd be going for a fast shooter. I could only think of 4, but basically 3, because one of them, which is Malfeasance, but it has intrinsic unstoppable. So of course, you'd think of the last word, that's what I thought it shoots fast, but it doesn't have enough range. You wouldn't want to go into close combat with the Overload champions, would you? So I thought what shoots fast and has range, the first thing that comes to mind is the Crimson 3-round burst hand cannon. It shoots fast and 3 shots. I'm not sure if the 3 shots count as 1 or different shots to proc the mod. Another good hand cannon could be the Thorn. It would poison them, and like Lemonarch, it would stun them with poison and damage them. And damaging the champions is obviously the way to kill them. In my opinion, a gun that you should probably consider is the Sunshot. It shoots real fast. It has mid-range, scorches the target, and stuns them with a fast reload speed, which means you can be shooting it, then reloading and repeating. Remember, you can use any of these. Moving on to the Unstoppable Fusion Rifles, there are many choices, but I have put out almost all the high-damaging ones. First, we've got the Merciless. It is probably the easiest to get on this list. It does really high damage and shoots faster over time. And killing champions faster is better. Because who likes champions? The gun I'm sure is going to find a way to break the game is of course Telesto. It shoots shots that stick on enemies and explode. Of course it's going to do damage, a lot of it. Knowing Telesto and the Destiny 2 community, we're going to find a glitch with Telesto to do something. Moving on to everyone's worst nightmare in PvP. No, not the Immortal SMG, but the Jotun. Like most of the fusions on this list, it does high damage. It would damage the champions. It would probably take 3 shots to kill one of them. It has tracking shots, and it has the farthest range out of these fusion rifles. Actually, no, the fusion gun with the farthest range is actually the Vex Mythoclast. Sure, it got a nerf to its RPM, but it has far range, and if you use its linear fusion mode, it does a lot of damage. And if you want it to do more damage, just equip the Rain of Fire Warlock legs. Its perk allows you, when you use Icarus Dodge, it reloads all your weapons, which is good by itself. And when you get fusion rifle or linear fusion rifle kills, it makes you radiant. which gives you a 25% increase in damage, and give any of your other weapons barrier rounds. An honorable mention for the fusion rifles is the 1K Voices. I put it here because it is heavy, and it requires a paid raid to get. Unlike the Mythoclast, which requires just a fire team and knowledge of what to do. If you're already going into the comments asking me how to find a fire team, well, I have a Discord server, you can join it. May not have like billions of people, but it does have over 40 people. You can go there to LFG and anything like that. And of course, I will be there. I'm online like 4 to 5 times in a week, so you can play with me. I would be able to help you get the Mythoclast. The link will be in the description. Anyways, the 1K Voices is a heavy fusion rifle that charges up and shoots a deadly beam of death. A fusion rifle that you can be using and doesn't take up your exotic slot is the infamous Riptide Stasis fusion. It stuns Overload and Unstoppable. And with the Rain of Fire exotic boots, you can stun barriers from the Radiant buff. Anyways, guys, this is the end of my video. So please leave a comment about what other weapons you think I should have added to this list, and thank you for watching. Have a great rest of your day.